Welcome to Yin and Young. The following is a story taken from Chapter 2. I have called it Greeting Bobby. I hope you enjoy it. My wife and I share a room with our son. It is a big bedroom, but a small apartment. His bed is on one side, our bed on the other. Recently, in the middle of a quiet night, I heard him talking out from the solitude that is behind his closed eyes. The words are real words, and together they compose real fragments. Bring that, go bring that back, out loud. Then some other words I can't recall now, from his inner world in the dark, from the depths of his dreamy consciousness, toward the outer dimly lit world of the bedroom, to his only audience, me, barely awake and barely aware. I recall in the morning only approximations of the utterances, almost as if the memory of it too was just a figment of my own dream. But when I told the story of the night before, I found that my wife also heard it, confirming the reality, though doing little to clarify it. Frederick Buechner, in his book Alphabet of Grace, says that all story is essentially autobiography, and then goes on to talk about where such stories originate. He does not speak of material origins, but immaterial ones. He reflects upon various ways in which the invisible manifests itself in the visible world. He begins with the example of wind making itself known in the blowing of waves on a lake, or the words of a sleeping person speaking out from the dream world, as so happened with my son, or when silence between two strangers is broken by a word that becomes a bridge crossing over between two invisibles. Moment by moment, chance circumstance after another, these invisibles build our world. We get married, perhaps have children, find work, and the story develops. It is the story of our lives, and story suggests a plot, a purpose, or a destination. Yin Lin Dai and Bobby Young's story begins much like this. Fragments of memory compose it, and these memories, like waking from a dream, gain a mythical quality. We recall some pieces of the dream, and the rest disappears. Today I am working with my grade 1 students. I am especially conscious of their presence as visible expressions of invisible consciousness. I think and feel toward them as if they are spirits. I see my students as holy, as miracles. I believe myself to be in the presence of angels or gods, and the level of appreciation I have for them is difficult to put into words. I am in awe. One student, a blond boy named Taz, whose face is covered in a blue mask because of COVID, and whom I suspect is on the autism spectrum, stands at an angle beside me, holding an open book in both arms, and talks to me about Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm sitting in a chair beside the teacher's desk. Taz is close enough that I can look onto the pages, but not so close. He doesn't want me to read the book. He wants me to listen to him as he tells about the book. If I try to view the pages, he backs away. One by one, he opens the pages to a different character, appearing to select each one in a different location of the book. "This is Percy," he says. There is a pause. Then, reflecting, he adds, "Percy is Thomas's best friend, and he delivers the mail." I look into his clear blue eyes and see calm and earnest intention. Once we make the connection with our eyes, he looks down and turns the page. Meanwhile, another student, Isha, wants to hand in her writing. She approaches me to show her drawing of the play kitchen that is in the classroom. She points out the detail in the drawing, including the tap and the sink. Beside the kitchen is a representation of her and her friend Manju playing. They both have long dark hair and two different but colorful dresses. Manju is about double the size of Isha because, according to Isha, she's taller than me. I look into Manju's eyes where I see joy and contentment. I express my appreciation of the care that was put into the lines and the colors of the image. Meanwhile, Taz is still monologuing in front of me. "Iron Bert and Iron Airy," he reads. I can't hear the rest, but Taz is still eagerly relaying his information to me, apparently unfazed by my conversation with Isha. Along comes Kirsten. She is blonde and has a deliberate appearance. She shows me her completed work, and I am delighted with 2 pages of plot conveying a fictional incident. She reads to me about 2 brothers who are searching about, looking for a wagon that has gone missing. It was just there moments before when they had stopped to take the bottles in for recycling. They look around and no one is to be seen except a small old lady who's hunched over on the bench waiting for a bus. "Did you see someone take our wagon?" they ask the old lady. She replies, "I saw your friend take it around the corner over there," she points. On the story goes. It turns into a complicated mystery, and I am impressed with the complex structure of the story coming from a 6-year-old child, and how natural it appears for her. I look at her appreciatively and even laugh at the humor I see. Her eyes sparkle as she says, "I love writing stories. I can write pages and pages." "Really?" I exclaim. I am genuinely shocked. Children can love writing this early in life. Once again, I recognize a spirit in front of me manifesting as a body, a human being developing into maturity 1 page at a time. I put the written work onto the hand-in pile, and Kirsten goes to do her daily 5 with the other students who have also completed their writing. "This is Emily, a beautiful emerald green engine," continues Taz. "She can be bossy and thinks she knows best." "I see," I reply. A Chinese girl with the anglicized name of Kaylee, wearing shiny black sweat-style pants and hair cut in a bob, squeezes between my chair and desk and spots the grade 6 seating plan. She asks me, "Are you teaching grade 6? I reply, "Yes, when your teacher returns, I'll go back to the grade 6 class." "My sister is in grade 6, she says, while scanning the seating plan. "Here." She points to the name Haley on my seating chart. "That's my sister. Angie is her friend." I can see that they are beside each other on the page. Taz never loses patience, but now with the back of my head toward him, turning as I am to view the seating chart on my desk, I notice a pinching on my toe, and I see that Taz has closed the gap between me and him, and now he is standing directly in front of me. He's pressing my toe a bit on purpose, and backs away when I turn to look. He tells me that he can say a really interesting story as he continues talking. I wonder at where this spirit before me is headed in life. Eventually it is time for recess. Everyone leaves the class, but one girl, perhaps the tiniest one named Misha, puts her bright yellow boots on, then stops to powder her face with a makeup brush, the kind with a little wooden handle and a puff of soft hair on the end. It has such an adult appearance to me that she must have seen confusion or shock in my eyes, because she replies to my look by saying that she's putting on sunscreen. I smile and say, "That's what it is." She puts the brush away and then disappears out the door. So cute, I think. Later, I return to the grade 6 class. Several boys are being physical with each other, hiding one another's personal belongings, hitting or knocking each other sometimes, and a few of the girls are displaying themselves to the boys, sometimes dropping their sweatshirts to display bare shoulders with tank top straps, sometimes bending over a table for overly extended periods of time. The room is full of fidgety social energy, everyone highly attuned to everyone else. Again, I think about the wind moving over the pond, or the voice speaking out of a dream, spirits gathering. Every one of these children is growing into the person they will soon be. They are preparing themselves to leave the womb or dream of their childhood, and they are using the vocabulary of their culture to communicate to each other. Communicate what? Look into my eyes and you'll see I'm the only one. This is the beginning of a song by Queen called You Take My Breath Away. It is a love song using lover language, but can't we be lovers of the world? This is what I was feeling the other day while working with my students. I meditated on the concept of invisible consciousness manifesting itself in the visible world while appreciating the students. Appreciating how their souls, reaching out through their bodies, touch the world. It is perhaps in a similar mood that we greet Bobby on a cloudless morning in early summer.